Hi, this is Peter the Clairvoyant here, and I'm doing a video here for generally the year ahead for 2019, as if to say what to expect, what to feel as though is going to unfold. So let's just do a general overview, and then we'll perhaps look at a few little different aspects, perhaps a few financial things, and see what we get here. So I feel so generally now, a lot of us are going to start to feel almost like we're in a confused state a little bit, as if to say where our lives are kind of going and heading. And it's to do with money, it's to do with security, and I just feel as though we're not sure whether we should sort of stick with what we're doing or should we go out there and embrace new things. But saying that though, that's our own confused state of mind. But generally, it is saying here, it's not going to be a bad year ahead because we've got the victory card coming out. So it all depends how we look at life. I feel as though the more we put emotion and thought and feeling in, because we've got our emotions coming in, and we focus more on our goals and not let us get confused and not worry to what's going on around the world, it's like we can create a positive year for ourselves. It feels like the year ahead could be a mixed bag. I know I've said the year ahead is positive. I stand by that, but I also get a mixed bag feeling. And I feel so what it's trying to tell me is it all depends how we as individuals look at things. It's like we can all be fearful, and let's say, of Brexit, but then we could look at it as an opportunity. So, in other words, it's like if we think negatively, the year will be negative. But yes, there could be problems, but we can find a way around those problems. So, in other words, for a lot of us, if we have the right attitude, the right mentality, the right energy to put into this year, we could come out okay. And I feel so that's what it's all about. But it is also about not going down the same path, the same old ways. It's like I feel like we've got to open us up now to new opportunities. And that's the way I'm looking at the year ahead for me. I feel like I won't go down a different path of what I'm doing. Still doing my spiritual work, but I'm doing it in a different way. And I feel like it's going to be good. And I feel like if you can have that kind of enthusiasm and mentality, there'll be great success here for you. I also feel as though for a lot of us, we need to sort out money and finances. Get money in check. Some of us are worrying about money. Some of us aren't worrying about money. But it's like we can feel like sometimes we overspend a little bit, or we need to start trying to save that a little bit more. So if we do go through some changes, ups and downs, and interest rates rise or inflation rises because of Brexit, it's like we can put that bit of money, start putting it aside and preparing ourselves. Then it's like we've got that reserve to see us through, that we can see us through the up and down a little bit. Or maybe it's just look at our bills and see where we can make some savings. Like, right, I'm going to change the electric, change the gas, change the way I shop. Perhaps look, if I'm going to change my car, is this the right time now for looking for a more cheaper, economical car? But do bear in mind, if your car's all right, just don't go and change it, because you've got to buy a new car. That's going to cost money. You're going to lose money on your old car. So some things are detrimental. It's like you've got to wait up if you're in the position to buy a car and you're already going to do it. Then perhaps think about looking at an economical car. So it's all about putting things in place. And then I feel like as we do that, we're good. But also, I feel like when it comes to money, we need to not so much worry about saving this and saving that, but maybe pushing ourselves to better ourselves to earn more money. Because here, it's like we've got the potential to do more and achieve more. But sometimes our fears hold us back. So I feel as though be focused, be driven, and empower yourselves. And then I feel like as you do that, I feel as though it's good. And when it comes to relationships a little bit, I just feel as though we need to be clear about what we want and where we're going, thinking of each other, and maybe listening to each other. So that doesn't just maybe go on your side who is reading this video, listening to this video. Maybe it's about the person around you, that they sometimes need to listen to you, so it's vice versa. Because I feel like sometimes there's a bit of lack of communication. But then some of us may be stuck in a rut a little bit and not changing. We're just moving forward in a negative relationship, and maybe it's time to clear that up so we can move forward. So it feels like this year is like tidying things up, looking at different aspects of everything the way it is. And then I feel like as we do that, I feel like we can start to really get where we need to be in life. So that's really interesting. So let's have a look at things overall now individually. So let's have a look at our prospective relationships moving forward, the ones that we're in or the ones that are coming into us, of what's to expect a little bit. Okay, right, it's telling us not to worry so much. We've got to be clear thinking, try and look positive, sort out the issues of lack of communication here. And any of you that feel like you're a bit stood still, it's time to perhaps put new energy into it to move it forward. But then I feel so once you've done all that, you've sorted out the communication, you've sorted pushing things forward or trying to breathe new life into it. And if that still doesn't work for you, then maybe you've got to look to move on. But it is a great year for you to focus on your relationships, because you've got your Wheel of Fortune in, but you've got to diminish this confusion and put confusion to the past and start focusing on what you're truly seeking. So otherwise, confusion is just going to take it into another year. And if you're connecting with anybody who's a bit like cold with emotions, don't just judge them and not being good for you, or they're disrespecting you, or they're looking at other people, because it's not the case. They could be loving you in their own kind of way. They might not be showing it, but they could be there. So I feel like we need to focus on ideas and bring more things in that are going to make us happy and joyful. And do bear in mind, happiness and joy doesn't always come from money. It's about being happy and settled and enjoying what you've got around you. So those are the things you need to focus on moving into the new year. Right, let's have a look at homes. Right, some of you here are going to be thinking about moving, and I just feel as though it's there. But I just feel as though before you do move, or focus on the move, try and get finances balanced out. So you either need to increase income or make savings where you can and start putting money aside ready for the move, so it's not such a financial burden when you jump into it. But I'm not saying don't plan your move, get things sorted out, but once you've got that plan in place, you need to get the money sorted out as well. And try not to get stressed out with house moves. You know, plan, calm, get it all in order, get things organised. Don't just go rushing into it. And then I feel like you'll be absolutely fine when it comes to house moves around you, if that's what you're wanting. There may be setbacks kind of getting what you want, but again, don't get stressed out. We all have a little setbacks, but it doesn't mean the house move's not going to happen or materialise. Let's just see, for some of you who own your home property or are thinking about buying a property, here's prices going to be stagnant, going up, or are they going down? I feel they might drop a little bit or be stagnant, but I don't think they're going to come crashing down this year. But I don't feel like we're going to get property prices going woof through the roof over like we have done the last 2 years. Certain areas, there may be a bit of a drop, I wouldn't quite dare call it a crash, but may drop about 10%. But I would say they're the big cities, maybe like Manchester, Birmingham, London. But I feel like in normal areas, say like us in Stoke-on-Trent, I would say more of a stagnant feel or a slight drop of a few percent. But yeah, so I feel as though don't worry. But I mean, I've got an opinion on property. I'm not going to really bring it in, but if anybody wants to know my opinion, I'm quite happy to say what I feel, but not everybody will agree with me, so I'm not going to bring that into this. It's not me being intuitive and psychic, it's just my own thoughts. But I just think sometimes high property prices are not good. Doesn't always create wealth, it creates problems. But hey, that's my opinion. And I'm being true to what I feel because, I own my house, so I think about the poor first-time buyers trying to get up there. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Right, okay. Let's have a look at Brexit. This could be interesting. Right, he's the strong woman, May. Now, I know not everybody likes May, but I think she's the right. It's difficult. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me here, but I feel a bit sorry for May because I feel like she's been put into a real impossible task. Because crossing here, she's got the devil card, and it's not her being the devil, but I feel like she's dealing with people that are holding her back, and that's her own government, and also Europe. I actually, I know people are going to laugh at this, but I actually do feel sorry for her, because if you were to put yourself in her shoes, and you're fighting against your own government, and don't think just her own government, think Labour, think the Lib Dems, everybody around her. It's like she's. Do you know what? I actually feel sorry for her for the pressure that she's under, and then she's trying to do the right thing by the public, but then she was also a politician that didn't want to leave the European Union. And I can relate to that, why, in my own personal opinions, why I think we shouldn't. But but what's weird, you might all not agree with me because, but I know it's very straight down the middle. Some of us won't leave, some of us don't. And I got my own reasons why I didn't want to leave, because being in business, I want the economy to be good. But I know everybody keeps saying, yeah, but we come out of that, we can connect with all these other economies. But the thing is, there's going to be such a crash, and we could lose jobs or whatever in the beginning because those contracts aren't going to come in straight away. That's the problem. So I feel like we could suffer in the beginning a little bit. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Nobody's really going to know what's going to happen. But like I say, so I feel really somebody should have been put in control of doing this, where they believed in Brexit. Because I don't think she completely believes in it, but I feel what she's trying to do is get the best deal for Britain. And I believe that she's trying to get this balance because of what her beliefs are and what she feels that was right for the country. And I know what she's trying to do, and I feel as though it's right, but I know it's not what the public wants. Everybody keeps thinking, sod it all off, no deal, just come out with no deal and sod it. But she's fearful of that, of what that no deal will bring, because she can see things that we don't, and the complications it can cause. So it's like she's stuck between a rock and a brick. And I just feel real sorry for her. I really genuinely do, because I'd hate to be put in her position where you're trying to do the right thing for the public, and then you're trying to do right by your government and the politicians all around you, and then you've got to deal with Europe. But the one thing is that I have started to come to think about a little bit is, and this surprises me of what I say, I feel like the way Europe have been treating her and treating us, I feel like, do you know what, it's pissing me off a little bit. And I think to myself, do you know what, May, just go with a no deal and just sod them off, because I feel like they could make things a lot easier for us, which would be better for them. But it's almost like they've been awkward and standing the ground. And I've got this personality as when somebody's telling me that I can't do that, that makes me more determined, as if to say, right, sod you. So in other words, I would just throw a spanner in the works. And it's almost like, well, hang on, Germany, they sell a lot of their cars to us, BMWs, Audi, and then we've got Porsches, Lamborghinis for the rich and wealthy, and it all comes here, and we buy a lot of those cars, and it's like, if they're not sort of creating this balance with us, they could be losing out. So I just think that they really are being arseholes. But I still feel, in my own personal opinion, for many different reasons, that I'd like us to be in the European Union. But the way they've been going on, I think, do you know what? Sod it. So my opinion's changing, not because I don't think the European Union is right in certain ways, but the way they are treating us, it's making me change my mind a little bit. It's like I'm seeing a different side to them, and you know what? I don't like it. But with me being in business, I know I'm spiritual, I'm not supposed to talk about business, but I do run a business. I want jobs to be safe. So you've got your money coming in, I've got my money coming in. It's complicated. But hey, I'm sure it'll all come out in the wash in the end. So, yeah. I just feel as though, do you know what? There could be a no-deal Brexit. Because I just feel like there's too many things are holding it back. But maybe something will happen where if she says, right, that's it, there's no deal, then somebody could put a spanner in the works and stop that. It's like she's got so many obstacles. But will we come out with a no deal? It's not looking good because she's trying to get the balance, but the balance is upside down. So, and then here, the setbacks. So she's trying her best, but it's not simple. Like I said, I feel sorry for mate. I really do. And a lot of you might be criticising her, but I feel like put yourself in her shoes and the obstacles and the battles that she's got trying to get the right deal. And it's like, think about it. Would you like to sort out all the crap that she's got sorted out? And you could say, well, she ain't got sorted out, just go in with no deal. But then she's got everybody still fighting her against that no deal. She cannot win. No matter what she does, she cannot win. And to be honest, I feel like it doesn't matter what politician is doing it. I feel like they'd be damned. Everybody thinks they've got the answers, but nobody's going to agree. Nobody. To be honest, I feel like we should have never had a referendum, and then we wouldn't be in this mess as we're in. But again, that's my opinion. We've all got an opinion. But hey. Right. let's have a look at how the national health is going to be over the next 12 months. Right, you know, the national health really needs sorting out. And I do feel the national health wastes money because I've got balance with money and it's upside down. There's lots of areas where money's being wasted. And it's like certain things we're paying out on, it's ridiculous. And I feel like the hospital needs to be run like a business. And I don't mean, I know as I say that, I feel like people are going to jump on the bandwagon and say, what a negative thing to say, but I don't mean it like that. What I mean is profit and loss. But I don't mean selling the NHS off. I mean, as I run my business, I've got to say, right, I'm spending money there. Does that pay? Does that work? I'm putting money here. Does that pay? Does that work? But sometimes the NHS, it's like we're just dishing money out and we don't care whether we could get a better deal, whether it's the right deal. It's like nobody cares. So in other words, I'm not saying we've got to make a profit. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we need to have profit and loss, and we need to be accounted for where that money's going. Because it's like, I just know the way Gordon Brown built these new hospitals, they were run by an organisation. So it's like now, if somebody comes in and changes a light bulb, it's like somebody's got to be there to sort of check it. Somebody's got holding the ladder. And it's like, we've got to check it, is it okay first? Then we go away and order the part. How much bloody money has that cost to change a bloody light bulb? You know, there's so much fear. Oh, what if that person just suddenly falls over? It's costing like bloody hundreds of pounds to change a bloody light bulb. I could go in and change it for them for a bloody £1. And that's what I mean. So much money is wasted. And then there's outside contracts. Why are we having outside contracts? Why don't we just say the government does it? We employ them people to do it. Or we drive those contracts down, because outside contracts like Virgin are just ripping the NHS off. And that's what I'm being drawn to. It's like, I believe that there's one country, I don't know if it's America or Australia, but we ought to be like them where we haven't given our utilities away. It's like everybody's making a profit on it. It's only a small amount, you know, because they're into great percentage on gas or electric, but there is a profit where if we did it, we kept it to ourselves, you know, we don't have to put a profit on it, or if we do put a profit on it, we know we're going to reinvest into it to make it last for tomorrow. And this is what I'm talking about. I feel like too much money is wasted in the NHS. And I feel like we need to look at it differently. It's like we need to take control and run it as a profit and loss. And then we know where we're wasting money. And then we go in and say, right, this needs to change, this needs to do that. Right, now I've got it right. Now I know where that money's going. And I feel like we can save millions of pounds. But a lot of things are in place now, and it's under contract. And we can't get out of those contracts. But as we move forward, that's what I feel so we need to do. Will it happen? Probably not. But I could say a lot of things like that government wastes on spending. So I hope some of that's made sense to you. Whether some of the things I've said will unfold, we'll have to see. But I just feel as though it is going to be an interesting year ahead. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Some of that was a little bit political, but for some reason I just felt like I wanted to talk about those things. So here's to the new year. Thank you.